This is Editor Dominic speaking. Due to a large quantity of content to edit and due to time restraints, I won't be adding the questions in the video, like the graphics, nor won't I be adding any pictures of the players, managers, and such, nor will I be adding any music to this episode. But I can guarantee you will enjoy it. Thank you. What's up, Rich Squad? Welcome back to the channel. It's episode 4 of Q&A Fridays, where you guys ask the questions and I provide the answers to the best of my ability. So grab a snack and your favorite beverage, sit back, relax, and enjoy. First question is from Football Cricket, and I have to take my time and read this because it's kinda hard to read. If City win next year UCL, then what Pep Guardiola will think? Move to another club or stay at City? All right, basically, he's asking if Manchester City win the next season's UEFA Champions League title, will Pep move on or will he stay another season to defend it? Well, it's quite tricky. It is quite tricky. Right now, I'm going to say that Pep would actually stay on and try to defend it, or he would just try to honor his contract. You know, he wouldn't want to just win it and then move on to a club like PSG or Juventus. He has never managed in Italy, never managed in France, but I think he would want to see out his contract and then move on to one of those leagues to manage another big club, or possibly a smaller club, and show all the naysayers that he can work with a weaker squad and build it up to become a champion team. I would love to see Pep with a team like Leicester or Everton, Wolves, and see if he could win titles with that team without any big financial backing. That would be nice to see. But I think if Pep wins the Champions League with City, he would stay on until his contract runs out. But in this day and age where there is almost no loyalty in football, you never know. But great question, Football Cricket. We have a question here from Annie, A-N-I. Not Annie like a girl, but A-N-I because his avatar is a guy. So he asked, prediction for Copa America, Women's World Cup? You have a lot of questions here. So first of all, predictions for Copa America. Well, firstly, in my early predictions, I said that Brazil is going to win the Copa America. But since I have not made an updated version of that video, which I plan to do, I'm going to stick with Brazil for now until the video comes out. So wait for that. The Women's World Cup, to be completely honest, I don't know who's going to win that. Whoever wants to win it, good for them, but I don't know. I do not watch women's football, never have watched a game in my life. Completely honest here. He has another question. If Real Madrid come for Mbappe this summer, should he leave? Ooh, that's a tricky question. Mbappe has been saying that he wants to be challenged, which means he's probably thinking about a move out of PSG. But if Real Madrid comes for him this summer, could they afford an Mbappe? They have been linked to most of the big players around Europe. Could they afford an Mbappe, a Neymar, a Hazard, an Eriksen, Jovic, Militao, all these players in one transfer window? I don't think so. If they do get a player like Mbappe, they will need to part ways with, let's say, a Gareth Bale, Marco Asensio for a big transfer sum in order to accommodate a signing like Mbappe. And if Mbappe comes, that would be it. No more incoming transfers. So if Real Madrid comes for him, should he go? It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. It's hard to say. It's down to Mbappe, but he's 20 years old. I think he could spend another season or two at PSG before he moves on. He can try his luck over there for 2 more years. So if Real Madrid comes, I don't think he should go. He should try his best with PSG. He's only been there for what? A season and a half or 2 seasons. So I think he should stay at PSG. And he also asked your thoughts on which team is best suited for the Ligt if he doesn't go to Barcelona. That one is a very tricky question, but to be completely honest, like 100% honest, like the team that would be best suited, not the team that I want him to go to, the team that will be best suited for him will be Liverpool. And the reason why I'm going to say Liverpool is because Virgil van Dijk is at Liverpool and they both partner up with the Netherlands. So it will be best suited for him to go to Liverpool and not Manchester City or Barcelona or PSG, Juventus, or whoever else he's linked to, Man United. If he could link up with Virgil van Dijk at Liverpool, oh my God, guys. Liverpool will then win their first title in the Premier League era. So I want him to come to Manchester City because we lost Vincent Kompany and he will be a great replacement. But best suited, Liverpool. And he also has one last question. Who should Barcelona side? Griezmann or Lacazette if they can? De Ligt or a left back? Well, they have Jody Alba there in really good form, so I don't think they need a left back. They also have Moussa Wagué just called up to the first team. They let go Cucurella, so it doesn't seem like they need a left back, right? So I don't think they need a left back, but they are chasing De Ligt. They have a lot of center backs. They have Umtiti, who is rumored to be out. They have Gerard Piqué. They have Clement Longley. They do need some defensive cover, right? Don't they? So that's why they're chasing De Ligt. I think they should try to sign De Ligt. Like, they have been linked to him for quite a while. But Griezmann, I like the Griezmann move to Barcelona. To be completely honest, I like that move. Lacazette, not so much. I think he should stay at Arsenal. It's a good fit for him. So I would say Barcelona try with all their might to sign Antoine Griezmann and to bring Matthijs de Ligt to the club. So thank you very much. Those were some great questions. Gotta get it moving. So the next question is from Gaming with Phoenix, and he asked, do you watch any other sports besides international football? Also, are you going to be doing another video about the Gold Cup tournament? Yes, the Gold Cup video is coming up. And do I watch any other sports besides international football? Great question, Gaming with Phoenix. I appreciate you asking questions for every single episode. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. The other sport that I watch apart from international football is international cricket. Also, I catch a bit of club cricket when I can, but I do follow cricket like how I follow football. I follow cricket, but I don't talk about it. That was a sport that I grew up playing. There's a website called crickinfo.com. I've been checking that website almost every day for the past 16 years. So that's the other sport that I follow religiously, cricket. We have another question here from Football Cricket. He is asking a lot of questions. For Q&A, what is going on in Syria? Few managers sacked in top clubs are in search of new manager. What are you thinking? Well, we have Roma sacking their manager, Di Francesco recently, and I think Ranieri was there. I don't know if he will still be the manager next season. And then there's Inter Milan, they sacked Spalletti. And then there's Juve, they sacked Allegri. And then there's AC Milan, Gattuso just left the club. So it's turmoil over there in Italy in terms of the managerial positions. They always do musical chairs over there. We have managers who's been managing different teams in Italy for years. So it's nothing new. It's been happening all the time. So just wait for it. It will settle down and we will soon know who will be managing all the top clubs in Italy sooner or later. But when you really think about it, guys, could that be a reason why no Italian teams have won the Champions League since Mourinho did it with Inter Milan? Could that be a reason? The managers are not settled over there? Let's think about that. But great question though, great question. We have quite a few questions here from my boy Giga Karun. First question he asked, what do you think about organized fan groups like Bad Blue Boys, Violi? Would you forbid them using firecrackers or do you think it's something that makes football more enjoyable? To be honest, I can't answer this question to the best of my ability because I'm not involved in the culture, but that has been a part of football for quite a while. So if you take that kind of fan atmosphere out of football, like it would take a big part of the game away from football. So I think it is necessary. I think it's part of the culture and it should continue, but safely. If you want to do the firecrackers, you have to do it safely. You can't be throwing it on the field and all that kind of stuff. But you don't want the fans to be all boring and sitting in the stands and just clapping. You would want it to continue the way it is, because that is what gets the players riled up. The fans are like the 12th man on the field. So I don't think you would want to take that atmosphere away from the game. Just do it in a very safe manner if it's possible. Giga Karun also asked, which program do you use for editing videos? Well, I have a MacBook Pro and I use a program called Final Cut Pro X. It's a very expensive program. I bought it a few years ago and it has been doing a very good job for me. I haven't been looking deep into the app to learn how to do a lot of new things, but I like to keep things as simple as I can. And also, I just downloaded a new Adobe program called Premiere Rush, so I may be trying my hand at that program as well to see how things work out. So thanks for asking. Great question though. I do appreciate the non-football questions as well, guys, so keep that in mind. Giga Karun also asked, is there any local team in USA that you support? No, I don't watch the MLS. I don't support any local team in the USA. Maybe that will change in the future, but the club that I support right now is, of course, Manchester City. You should know that. But no local clubs. Not yet. We have a question here from Brian Hinojosa, and he asked, with the upcoming Copa America having Asian guests, people in Latin America have not been excited and feel the tournament is losing prestige as a serious continental tournament. So do you think that the Copa America is losing its prestige? No, I don't think the Copa America is losing its prestige at all. It's not. Those teams are invitational teams to add an element of surprise to the tournament, but one may say to themselves, do the Copa America need to have Asian or even Central American and Caribbean or even North American teams participating in it for it to be exciting? Some may say they don't. They should have the 10 South American teams playing against each other for the title. But I do understand what you're asking. With Qatar and Japan taking part in the Copa America, is it even necessary? Because when you think about it, do you see other teams taking part in the Asian Cup or the African Cup of Nations or even the UEFA tournament? Do you see invitational teams coming in? No. So do you need invitational teams in the Copa America? You don't need it, but that's something they have been doing, and it seems like it's something that they want to continue doing going forward. And Brian Hinojosa has another question here. Do you think that after a successful 2016 Copa America centenario, do you think that CONCACAF and CONMEBOL will become one confederation one day? I don't think so. I don't think so. They could do another Copa America like that. That would be fun. That was fun. That was actually the first Copa America I actually paid attention to be completely honest. Before that, I wasn't really up to date with what was going on in international football, unless it was the World Cup. So, you know. But will they one day become one confederation? I don't think so. I think they should remain separate entities and maybe one day do another Copa America tournament like that, a combined CONCACAF, CONMEBOL Copa America. But great question, Brian Hinojosa. I really enjoy that question. So we have quite a few more questions to plow through. We have Eric FCD asking, do you think Liverpool will defend the Champions League and City defend the Premier League next season? That is a great question, and that is a very difficult question. Real Madrid, we see, defended their Champions League title twice. Could Liverpool do it? Could Liverpool do it? It's hard. It's really hard, but I think they can do it because they got to the finals 2 times in a row. They got to consecutive finals. That sounds better, right? So could they get to a 3rd final? Yes, they can. And they plan on improving their team. So we can definitely see them successfully defending their title. But will it happen? I don't know. We could have seen a Man City versus Liverpool final if Man City didn't mess up in the quarterfinal versus Tottenham Hotspur. I fancy Man City to beat Ajax, so we could have had a City-Liverpool final, and it would have been way more exciting than the final we had between Tottenham and Liverpool. Other part of the question, will Man City successfully defend their Premier League title again, 3 in a row? I do think we can, but we will come under heavy pressure from Liverpool again. I do think we will. It will be another title race, and it's a possibility that Liverpool could win their first Premier League title, but knowing Pep Guardiola, he's going to go harder. He has things to prove still, and I think he wants to win 3 in a row. He wants to win the Champions League as well. So next season will be quite interesting. It will be on. It will be on between both teams again. All the other teams could step aside. I think it will be Man City and Liverpool going for both titles next season. Great question, Eric FCD. Eric FCD also asked, who do you think will win the UEFA Super Cup, whether it's Liverpool or Chelsea? I'm going to say right now, my early prediction, Liverpool. Don't need to explain, but I'm going to say Liverpool will win the UEFA Super Cup. We have a question here from Sigma Rage. Will Ligt do well in the Prem? Most likely Liverpool. Yes, he will do well in the Premier League. I think Matthijs de Ligt will do well anywhere in this world, on the moon, on a different planet. He will do well once he's playing football. He has been doing this thing for quite a while. He's only 19. I watched a video of Matthijs de Ligt, the young Ajax team, playing when they were like 12, 13 years old. And these guys are amazing. They have been amazing for quite a while. So I do think de Ligt will fit the Premier League very well. Whether he goes to Liverpool, Man City, or Man United, I think he will do well. Maybe not Man United, but Man City or Liverpool. Even if he goes to Barcelona or Juventus, he will do well. He will transition nicely from Ajax. Look at what he's doing with the national team. He would want to pair up with Virgil van Dijk though, or with Emerick Laporte. One of the two, he'll be good any way he goes. We have a question here from Hendrix Chimalizeni, and he asks, if you are to take one of the above players to City, which one will you pick? And the players are Salah, Origi, Milner, and Gomez. These are all Liverpool players, by the way. Which one can you take to City if you have to take one? Well, Milner being at City, I don't want Milner. Joe Gomez, though, he would be a nice fit in the defense. Origi, not really. Mohamed Salah, I definitely will take Mohamed Salah. Anyone will take Salah right now. So I'm going to say Salah. Thanks for asking that question, though. We have a question here from Ricardo Afsa, and he asked, do you think that Luka Jovic is going to succeed at Real Madrid? Right now, I do think Luka Jovic will succeed at Real Madrid. 21-year-old Serbian has been doing very, very well with Eintracht Frankfurt in all competitions. So he just got scooped up by Real Madrid for 60 million euros, and I think he will continue playing well over there. If Zidane don't let him rot on the bench, which I don't think he will do, he should start Jovic and bring Karim Benzema off the bench. Make your intentions clear. Instill some confidence in the young man, and he will do well. Especially with Eden Hazard. It's looking good for Real Madrid next season, to be completely honest. So yes, I do think that Luka Jovic will do well at Real Madrid. We have a few questions left to answer, and let's start with a few questions from I Simply Ticks. And they ask, will you ever watch Liga MX or the Mexican League? Short answer, no. There's a lot more other leagues, better leagues to watch than the Mexican League. Not interested. I may change my mind, but right now, I'm not watching the Mexican League, to be honest. So if I'm hurting anybody's feelings, I'm sorry. Let me just say that right now. He also asked, who do you think is the best Mexican player in your opinion? Some examples: Chicharito, Carlos Vela, Raul Jimenez, Hervin Lozano, and Hector Herrera. Right now, to be honest, I have to say this one is tricky. Carlos Vela is doing well at LAFC, but then again, that's LAFC, MLS. Chicharito is old. Chucky Lozano is very good, but he's playing in the Dutch Eredivisie with PSV. Not a very, very strong league. He needs to move. Hector Herrera is quality. He's at Porto, but then again, he's at Porto. I'm going to have to say Raul Jimenez is the best current Mexican player. He plays in the Premier League and he knows how to put it in the back of the net. I think he scored 13 goals for Wolves last season. So I'm going to go with Raul Jimenez for the best current Mexican player. Some may say it's Chucky Lozano or Diego Lainez or Chicharito or whoever they want to say, but I think it's Raul Jimenez. And he also asked another question here. Do you think Ronaldo would stay at Juventus his whole life until he retires? Or will he move to another team? If so, what team should he move to? Oh, this is a tricky question. Juventus. Okay, so will he stay at Juventus for the remainder of his career? If Ronaldo does not win the Champions League next season with Juventus, I think he will move on before his contract expires. Well, Juventus would want to recoup some of that money before his contract expires. You don't want to let him go on a free. So I'm going to say if they do not win the Champions League next season, he's off to another club. He has played in Spain, played in England, played in Italy. Where is the next destination? Who could afford Cristiano Ronaldo? It has to be PSG, right? It has to be PSG. So Cristiano Ronaldo will either go to PSG, China, or the MLS with David Beckham's team. That would be a nice way to enter into the MLS. But I say he may go to PSG, try his luck in France, and score like 50 goals for the entire season. Well, I mean the Ligue 1 season. And maybe 70 goals overall at the age of 36. But I do see him moving on from Juventus eventually though. And for some of you guys who are not aware, Ronaldo said he wants to play until he's 40 and he's currently 34 years old. But right now he's going through some legal troubles. You guys know what I'm talking about. Sexual harassment allegations, or you know the R word. So he would want to pull through that first before he decides his future. And we have a question here from Flexi Felix, and he asked, what would be the most fitting club for Eriksen if he were to leave Spurs? Well, he is linked to Real Madrid. I also heard rumors that he is linked to some English clubs, Man City, Man United, maybe Liverpool. Where should he go? Christian Eriksen. I think the best fit for Eriksen, maybe Real Madrid. I have seen Eriksen in a Real Madrid shirt for quite a while. And he has been linked with Real Madrid for quite a while. So we could see him going to Real Madrid. Who knows? Maybe Barcelona. Any one of those clubs, because he is a top class midfielder. And he would be an asset to any of these European giants. But maybe he should stay at Tottenham. But he's been there for quite a while. He needs a new adventure. And I do see him leaving. But I'm going to say Real Madrid. We have a question here from Peyton Dunn, and he asks, could a team like Wolves, Everton, or Leicester City crack the top 6 this year? And as an Aston Villa fan, how do you think they could do next season? Well, Aston Villa. They would need to sign some really good players. They have already let go of a few players who helped them come back up to the Premier League, and they will need to do some good business in the summer transfer window if they are to survive. It's going to be hard to survive. We have Villa, Norwich, and Sheffield coming up. 2 of those teams are going down. I think 2 of those teams are going back down. Who would they be? Aston Villa don't want to be one of those teams. So I think Villa is going to be safe. To be honest, I think Villa is going to be safe. I'm going to make an early call here and say Villa is going to be safe next season. And for your other question, could we see Everton, Leicester, or Wolves crack the top 6 next season? Yes. Yes. All 3 of them could crack the top 6. It's quite possible because with the way Arsenal are playing, Man United are playing, the gap is not big at all. It's not a big gap between those teams. And then we have Chelsea. They could be having a new manager. Spurs, we don't know what they're going to do. So I could definitely see Wolves or Leicester or even Everton cracking the top 6. It could happen next season. It definitely could happen. The last one of those teams to crack the top 6 was Leicester City when they won it in the 2015-16 season. It could happen. We have a very, very good question here from my boy Soccer Video, or Aliyu Ndaye as he was formerly known. He asked, pick 3 out of these exciting young players below that you think will be competing against each other for the Ballon d'Or in 5 years. Great question, man. I love it. And the players are Kylian Mbappe, Marcus Rashford, Vinicius Jr., Ousmane Dembele, Moise Kean, Jadon Sancho, Ismaila Sarr, João Felix, Timothy Weah, and Callum Hudson-Odoi. So pick 3 of these exciting players who will be competing for the Ballon d'Or. Mbappe has to be there. Rashford, I don't think so. Vinicius Jr., maybe. I'm going to put a maybe at his name right now. Ousmane Dembele, I don't think so. He has been playing top flight football for quite a few seasons, and he has not lived up to expectations, to be honest. Moise Kean. Maybe. I'm going to put Moise Kean in there. So Mbappe, Moise Kean, and right now, not Ismaila Sarr. He's rumored to go to Arsenal, but I don't think he will get to those heights. Timothy Weah, I don't think so either. Callum Hudson-Odoi is very good, but I don't think so. I'm going to say João Felix, Moise Kean, Kylian Mbappe, maybe Jadon Sancho. And Mbappe is going to be the first out of this list of players to win the Ballon d'Or. I'm going to make the call right now. Great question, Aliyu Ndaye. Great question. We have a question here from Khaled Abu Omar, and he asked, will Pep go to Juventus or Barcelona? Pep ain't going nowhere. He's staying at Manchester City. That answers the question. He's going to see out his current contract. He also asked, you were alive in 1966? No, I was not. And I think he's referring to the fact that I mentioned the 1966 World Cup. North Korea versus Portugal, the greatest comeback in World Cup history. No, I was not alive back then. My mom wasn't even alive. My dad wasn't even alive in 1966. I think you're trying to say I'm old, you know. That's what I think you're getting at. But I'm not so old. We have another question here from Khaled Abu Omar, and he asks, would you prefer to win 2 Premier League titles in a row or 2 Champions League titles in a row? Of course it's going to be 2 Champions League titles in a row. Come on. Come on. 2 Champions League. City has never won it. If they win 2 Champions League next 2 years and not win the Premier League, I think they will be happier. I will be happy. I will be happier because we have already won 4 Premier League titles. Like, come on. We need the Champions League. We have a question here from Peter Vlasic, and he asked, what do you think about Hajduk Split? That's a Croatian team, one of the best teams in Croatia, and I think they're a decent team in Croatia. But elsewhere right now, they are just a regular team, to be completely honest. You know, if the team does not have a big financial backing, they're not going to achieve much in this day and age. So maybe Hajduk Split need to inject some money into the team, and then they will be challenging for the Croatian title again. We have a few questions left, so stay with me, guys. Stay with me. I'm trying to answer every single question this week. We have a question here from George Hall, and he asked, who do you think is the best City defender ever? I'm going to say 2 words. Vincent Kompany. All other players will not be considered because they did not win a title, or I just don't know who they are. But first name that comes to my mind, Vincent Kompany. He will go down as a Man City legend. Already has. What am I saying? Already has. So I'm going to say Vincent Kompany here. We have a comment here from Michael Higebert, and he asked, could you give me your thoughts on Kompany leaving Manchester City? Well, quickly, briefly, I did not expect Kompany to leave at the end of the season. I would have wanted to know that this is his last season and I could pay very, very close attention and enjoy watching him play at Manchester City for the last time. But he left suddenly. There was speculation that he would have left, but it was very, very unexpected in my opinion. He left after winning back-to-back titles, 4 titles in all, a domestic treble this season. I think Vincent Kompany did the right thing in hindsight and left while he was on top. And that's my thoughts on that. I would do the same thing. Football Divisions ask, have you checked out 4-4 Tunes? Yes, I know what 4-4 Tunes are. It's a cartoon show of a weekly roundup of the biggest things that happen in football and stuff like that. But I don't really watch a lot of that, though. I don't really watch a lot of that. Maybe I'll start doing it more. Maybe I need a bit of 4-4 Tunes in my life, right? And we have a question here from Adam Opachich, and he asked, do you follow NYFC in the MLS, and did it inspire you to follow Manchester City? No, it has no relation to me following Manchester City, and I don't even follow NYFC in the MLS. I don't even watch the MLS. I watch the Premier League. That's my main league. He also asked, are you going to be doing H&L videos again, maybe next season? I don't think so. There was not much interest in those videos. I put a lot of time into it and I did not get a lot out of it. So I won't be continuing with that. I'm trying to grow. And if I continue doing things that are not really working or getting traction, it's basically a waste of time. But it was good while it lasted. I will still make videos on the Croatian national team, and I will be following the Croatian clubs in their quest to play Champions League and Europa League football next season. So stay tuned. He also asked, how long are you into football? Since 1997. That's how long. We have a question here from Fong De Hun. He says, yes, do a gaming channel. What games you play, by the way? So he's saying, yes, do a gaming channel, but he don't know what game I play. I play FIFA. FIFA 19, FIFA 18, 17, 16. But playing games is not so productive. And the gaming industry is very saturated. It's hard to break through. I don't know how to break through. I tried to break through. I made 10 episodes. They didn't get any traction. And it's a waste of my time. I haven't even been playing my PS4 for 2 months. And I've been way more productive since I stopped doing so. So if you want to be more productive in life, stop playing games. We have a question here from my boy AVJ123, and he asked, do you think this young US men's national team can do something special in the 2022 World Cup? And my answer, simple answer to your question is no. They ain't gonna do anything special. It would be nice if they proved me wrong, but right now I don't think they are gonna do anything special at all. Well, you never know, because the under-20 team just beat France in the World Cup, so if some of those players or more of those players get integrated into the national team, then maybe they could do something special. But right now, nah. And the last question on the list is from Leon E. Gaming 03. He asked, what do you think of the Newcastle United situation? The Newcastle United situation. Well, Newcastle just got bought out by some very, very rich Arabs. Just like Man City got bought out, Girona got bought out, PSG got bought out, and a few more clubs got bought out. But Newcastle has become the latest club in the English Premier League to be bought out by the Arab billionaires. So, what's my thoughts on it? I don't know, to be honest, because the fact that I'm a Man City fan and we got bought out, we got oil money injected into the club, and we won a lot. We won a lot of titles, cups. No Champions League though since that happened. And people say it's a plastic club. The fans are glory hunters. if there was no money, we wouldn't be anywhere. Maybe we would have been playing Championship or League One or League Two football right now. So it's hard to really give my thoughts on the Newcastle situation. But Newcastle, I don't know how their fans feel. Mondashian Monster, are you watching this? I don't think he is, but that's one of my subscribers, a Newcastle fan. I don't know, but will they be winning the Premier League anytime soon? Will they become an elite club? I don't know. Do players want to go to Newcastle? If the money is right, they could attract very, very good quality players. But could those players possibly win a Premier League? It would take some time. It would take some time. It would take some time. It would take a good manager like Rafa Benitez as well to stay at the club for a few seasons, recruit well, sign some quality players as I mentioned before, and they could be challenging for the title in 3 years. Not next season, not the season after, but in 3 to 4 years, I could see them challenging for at least a Champions League place with the money injected into the club. So that's my thoughts right now. Newcastle has never won anything major. The Championship, yeah, got relegated and stuff, but I don't think they're going to be winning the Premier League like next season. We will have to wait and see the signings they make, the kind of players they attract as well. So let's put a pause on that and see how things pan out this summer transfer window and the 2019-20 season. But guys, thanks everyone who asked questions. This was a long ass episode. I'm going to go edit this now if you're watching this. But thank you very much for asking the questions. Leave more questions in the comment section down below for episode 5. If you're new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button. And until my next video, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Peace out. Rich Squad.